So our family is very involved, obviously, at the Barbara Davis Center because we have the 3 kids with diabetes, type 1 diabetes, and we love the Barbara Davis Center. When Olivia was diagnosed 12 years ago at 7 months of age, we were lost. We were scared. We had no idea what we were doing, and the Barbara Davis Center just came alongside of us and scooped us up and taught us everything and helped out in so many ways and made us feel like part of their family.
We're thankful that they're always there for us, and whenever we're like confused or troubled and no one knows what to do, the Barbara Davis Center is always there for us, and they're just
it's a nice building.
Amazing.
Yeah. We were on a camping trip where he started to exhibit a little bit of abnormal breathing rhythm and rushed him to St. Anthony's North, where they diagnosed a predetermination of diabetes and did Flight for Life here at Children's Hospital, where we met the team for the Barbara Davis Clinic and they confirmed his diagnosis of type 1 diabetes.
We strive to make clinical care our number one priority. So when we meet with patients, whether that's a new patient or we want to make sure they're getting the best care possible. Couple that with the research that we're doing in clinical trials and in other research in the lab setting, there are very few places in the world who can say that they do that on the scale that we do. We provide care to a large group of children and teens with type 1 diabetes and adults too.
At the Barbara Davis Center, we're doing a lot of research to try and understand type 1 diabetes, and my research in particular is looking at the insulin-producing beta cells and understanding how they're destroyed by the immune system and how perhaps we could replace them.
So during my postdoc studies, I've been one of the 3 laboratories in the world that could successfully generate glucose-responsive insulin-producing cells from stem cells, and this puts me now, with establishing my own lab, in a unique position to explore this ability.
The Children's Diabetes Foundation is almost like an arm of Barbara Davis Center because everyone's on the same team.
They help with all of the research studies that the kids are doing. They provide so much for the Barbara Davis Center to help keep it going so that our kids can have a better life.
That's why we wouldn't even consider moving anywhere at this point, because we're linked to this family, to look after us.
Not every patient who walks in the door has insurance that will cover and the resources at home to cover all the expenses that go along with type 1 diabetes care. So the Helping Hands is a great example of how the Children's Diabetes Foundation programs have a direct impact on the care of children with type 1 diabetes.
I can honestly say that if it wasn't for Helping Hands, he would still be on injection therapy versus the pump, and we would still have been struggling with the entire process of his type 1 diabetes.
The Children's Diabetes Foundation is an integral part which gives us flexibility to explore new and novel ideas which we otherwise couldn't explore. We depend on philanthropy for innovation to try out high-gain, high-risk projects.
The hardest part for living with type 1 diabetes or having a child with it is that I see the scars that are already coming out for it and knowing that he's going to have to do it for a long time. It's always such an emotional aspect that hits us with that, knowing that that's going to probably be something our son is going to be faced with as he gets older.
Diabetes is very hard. If you've got 3 kids and they're at all different blood sugar levels and you have to, wait a little bit for the insulin to work before you eat. So it's just managing all of that and thinking about it and who's ready for a site change today and who's ready for a continuous glucose monitor change today and keeping all of that.
She doesn't get the normal amount of sleep because she's trying to protect us and help us, and we get to sleep and she has to do all the work for us.
Our life right now is consumed by it. Yeah, it's hard.
When you step back and look at the environment that we're in, it's a world-class setting, and we want to keep that going to really make a difference to people with diabetes all over the U.S. and hopefully all over the world.
The last time that I was at this bowl, I mentioned that we were working on the artificial pancreas. That was 2 years ago. Today, the artificial pancreas is a reality. And with your help, who knows what's going to happen 2 years from now? Absolutely amazing. By then, I'll bet, maybe with the help of everybody, we'll reach that brass ring.